the most as far as let's delete a region, just get rid of it.
Okay.
It's probably OCE, right? But these guys are showing, nah, actually, let's hold on a minute. I think people were worried with some of the unfortunate performances from Alex, who's always been the staple. But these guys have stepped into that slot, stepped into that role, and they're looking really good.
And it's not like they're just playing under the radar. No, they're going up against some of the biggest teams. They're able to fight up against some of the best fraggers in the world. So them to show up for OCE, you know the audience is loving that.
And Vivid, I'm going to be looking at Swissy and Pixie because they did end up getting the first victory royale, but after that, it has been a bit of a slow turn. We've been talking about consistency, and I think today is going to be especially that day that we want to see that consistency.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, when we did see Swizzy and Pixie get that first win of the day, I was like, listen, if Swizzy and Pixie actually go on to win this tournament, I don't really think anybody would be disappointed there. I mean, Swizzy and Pixie are so good. They can have a very, very good run.
But unfortunately, with a good run, that means that there's the possibility of bad runs as well. Even if you get a win, you could easily get 20th place the next game. But the biggest thing that you cannot do is to let those mentalities get down. You have to stay up. You have to be positive. You have to make sure that you are in this for the win. So to all the teams that might not be at the top of our leaderboard right now, I do not think that they're going to be giving up, Levin. I think that this is just the start.
A lot of this duo is just wanting to see if they can get to that match point threshold. 350 points, Argentini, the consistency is there. Let's see if this is going to continue on to match 4.
Crazy to think that halfway into the first map, basically, Sharkintini have broken closer to 350 points than it would otherwise have taken. They might just crack it before we even leave the Elite Strong, which is going to be a big problem, given that the map after this is usually a little bit more dominant, less RNG favored towards the end game, because all that verticality goes out the window.
We played 3 games. We played 3 games, and they've already got over halfway. This is really a spectacle so far. Can they keep it up? That's the big storyline. Who's going to play spoiler, if anyone, at this point? Skyjump, Momsy, Nosif, Izzy. Nice to see the French representation up there in the top 3 as well. And who's going to actually have a bit of a comeback? You know, we've seen Bolts and Acorn all the way down at the bottom of the leaderboard. They need to have something happening right now. And I do expect to see a little bit more of this early game of Spawn congestion as teams need to get those eliminations on the board. Peterbot finds one, gets another as well. That's Momsy that he takes out early game here. Looking to try and take down another one. Salvatore. Nice. There we go. That's 3. Keep it
actually super
going.
Super important for Peterbot. We need these fast elims. He recognizes he's got to turn online. And you know what? More teams should have been doing this. More teams should have been taking those hot drops. We mentioned that in game 1 and 2 that everyone was kind of playing it like a regular BR, like, oh, this is our drop, we're going to land here together. And it actually caused even some players to get eliminated a little bit early. Pablo Wengu gets Yabzo there. It's a nice little kind of turn and burn, but he's got Chino to back him up.
He's got to be careful, though, Peterbot. Oh, he takes down Pablo. Chino is now a solo. Uh-oh, Peterbot's making his way over. What's going to happen? Is he going to take him out? There goes Chino. Can he take him down? So weak. Peterbot looking for an angle. 4 eliminations. We're looking at Peterbot on form right now. Trying to find angles confidently. Inside the box, gets his way out as well, but it looks as though Pablo is going to have his way back in right there. They nearly got 1v2'd by Peterbot.
That's the thing. Peterbot is so dangerous right now. He's going to finish this elimination here because he has to earn these points. That's a really cheeky spot, though. He's thinking to himself, hey, where'd you go? I know you're here. You can't really be that far. He's thinking you're under the ramp or something there. Meanwhile, Malabuka just listening to the action happen here. He sees the builds. He's curious as to what's going on. Peterbot might be walking into a trap. Still not trusting it. I mean, you're right to believe someone's here. He just doesn't exactly know where.
Uh-oh, another team coming on in. This is the UF and CS plus Peterbot right now. Demush and Dom making their presence known. Malabuka inside of the box. No Vico anywhere nearby. Dom looking for an angle on the other side. Gets Malabuka inside of the box. Hits the shots as well. Down to 18 HP, but that's not going to matter. Siphon comes in.
This could be a big problem. Peterbot's probably thinking to himself, oh, hey, that's the guy I was looking for. Let me go out there. No. It's a whole different duo in Alert player. So he's going to have to really make a move at this point and be fast about it. The more time he takes away, there it is, finally gets Chino. I was going to say, the less time he gets to reunite with Pollo. Where is Pollo? Has he started making his way in? I think I see a matching arrow there, kind of on the hill. So maybe Pollo's now gotten a little bit close, kind of curious, right, as to what's going on in this area.
I'm loving this right now, though. This is like Chapter 5 Peterbot, just running at teams, even as a solo. was
Can't
not
count him
afraid
out.
of Chino. You can't. I mean, it's, you know, he's still got it in him. He's still got that fire within. I think maybe it was a bit of a wake-up call, these first 3 games not going their way. You know, maybe they thought they would have had a little bit of an easier time than they actually have. Of course, they did well in the first group. Not amazingly when you compare it to Shark and Teeny. I mean, that's almost unattainable standards, but I think Peterbot just needs to lock in a little bit here, which is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, he started off in 16th in this game. Now he's knocking on the door of 12. What a huge mammoth shot right there. And then the hunt, he's going after Demis. Here it is, misses that one, but the crash pads are coming through. He is just going all in right now. I love how he wears his competitive spirit on his sleeves, just like that. 6 eliminations, all by himself, taking on duos. This is the Peterbot that Faxity loves to root for. This is the we in Peterbot right here. I love this.
Come on, let's see if he can continue it. 6 eliminations so far. No idea where Poyo even is. Is he just the one outside? Difficulty right now, though. Peterbot's in a bit of a sandwich. Couple of teams, couple of players in the surrounding area. Dom and Dimash back to a duo there as well. Pablo and Chino in the area as well. Peterbot needed to hit that shot because now he's getting keyed by Dimash. Gets him inside the box, and yeah, it's the third party. It's Pablo and Chino. Big cheer here from the crowd. From the Vitality fans, you have to imagine, as Dom and Dimash now have to deal with Pablo and Chino as well. 2 very good fighting duos here from the European region going head-to-head, giving each other a little bit of respect as well. But that was electric there from Peterbot at the beginning. That's what you want to see from the team chasing.
I wouldn't be surprised he comes back. He's like, yo, I got free Elans over here, bro. We need to play the north side.
Yep.
This is the strat. You know, it's little things like that that give you information on, you know, where teams are landing, which teams you're clearly better than in certain scenarios. Take advantage of it. Peterbot deserves all the praise here. That's the highlight reel that we have been expecting. Took a couple of games to get there, but again, we're just starting this tournament, right? Everyone needs to chill out.
This was it right here. It was actually a moment where Pablo actually went down to another team. So Peterbot took down Pablo, went for Chino. Chino managed to hide away, but then Pablo went down to someone else. And I don't think Peterbot would have known that. So if he'd have gone for Chino right there, he would have actually been able to take him out. Swizzy and Pixie, though, getting off to a hot start in this game. First elimination for them.
Come on, Goofy.
Yeah, that's a big one for them because Goofy are slipping down that leaderboard after a solid start. Teeny and Shark also a little bit more calm at the beginning of the game, and Sky and Scroll far from it. That's their second of the game so far.
Yeah, getting Sphinx right there. Sphinx kind of falling down behind with Muzz. You know, game 1 was pretty well, going in 5th place. Now jumping kind of forward here to match number 4. They found themselves more closer to 15th instead. So still much more to be desired. Sky and Scroll have seemed to have caught their mark, though. This is a tough spot to be in. Like, you want to get to your duo to have that backup, but you don't want to expose yourself to a well-positioned fighting European team like Sky and Scroll.
Yeah, the last team you want to fight. 9th place right now for Sky and Scroll. They've been lackluster, really, throughout the entire of this competition. They've had their moments, they've had their glimpses of brilliance, but I think we expect more consistency from them. It's hard in Reload because, you know, it's such a smaller map, there's less teams. It is harder to be consistent, especially when the loot pool is so different as well. But,
you know, I think, though, for Sky and Scroll, they got their 2 bad days out the way, which is uncharacteristic of them anyways.
Yeah.
So, you know, realistically, that was probably the best case scenario. It's like, you know what, we had our tough days. Now they can just kind of get to grooving here. They kind of clawed their way out of that slump that they were in. Because they're not doing too bad right now. They're at 90 points here.
Yeah,
they're very much in the competition.
What I will say is they're one of the greatest teams at adapting to the lobby as well. They're one of the really good at sort of looking back at some of those VODs, looking back at what they did wrong, and they're very humble. They're one of those teams that works with a coach, of course. They have that support behind them. And you can honestly see it every single time they go into a season, every single time they have a strategy. It's so well thought out. But it was almost quite surprising we didn't see something similar in Reload for the first 2 days for their performances. But they're here, and that's all that matters. Shark and Teeny as well playing the Storm. 0 eliminations for them right now. We'll just see how they play out the rest of today.
Yeah, definitely a different pacing here. I was under the assumption maybe they would have been trying to position themselves to actually full kind of crash on another duo, but Nothing just yet. Swizzy Pixie seem to have continued to kind of pick on Goofy here. Goofy hasn't caught a break at all in the back half of this early game. He just keeps getting farmed over and over. If it's not this duo, it's another.
Yeah.
Saw Cammy kind of get in there, waxing on this. It's pretty tough for OC right now.
Cammy and Hari as well, 6th place right now. We haven't seen a major amount of those guys, but that is exactly what they're like, right? You know, they're kind of flying under the radar. Consistency is the name of their game. Leon Romero as well, currently sat in 5th place at the moment. I think they're a team that have surprised so many people with the ability that's on display. The team from Argentina have really put on a show for us.
Yeah, most definitely. Got to clear the air too. Argentina, huh? 'Cause, you know, 11 over here trying to create a regional battle over there.
You don't want to do that. Not with those two.
Okay, Momsy Sky Jump though, jumping in, looking pretty solid. Sharkantini setting up here. Got a couple tags in on Demis, but not enough to want to stay around. They're still in the storm, mind you. So they have been kind of lurking, hunting for action. Now they're gonna go for a quick heal, hit the super jump, and they'll be off to positioning for the end game. This is the same exact strategy they employed last round, by the way. It was an eastern zone. They went far south all the way around and then wrapped their way into a strong southern position. But look at that, the zone's gonna start pulling towards the top tier training, so it's not gonna be exactly favorable for the way that they're entering in this time.
Yeah, I think knowing the map is really important. Knowing where those static launch pads are, it's going to be crucial. Has been crucial as part of their strategy. Izzy and Nosif as well made that rotation look really simple. We've spoken about it. Landing in the right spot is really important. Shark and Teeny looking like they're trying to get towards that dead side of zone. They're flying way above everyone else. That white HP is my only concern. Interested to see how they actually approach that. You see Shark with 2 of those fizz. I wonder if Teeny has any med kits. I think we did see them buy some on the vending machine earlier. Shark, no, down to 1 HP, completely down as well to the Storm. Are any teams going to see that? You see Teeny right next to him. Disastrous there for Shark, who has now gone down. Was it Storm? Was it fall damage? I'm not too sure. But Teeny's now having to expand out on his own. And what was looking like a really smart play from those guys turned out to not be the case whatsoever. It looked as though they might have just got looked at by one of the teams that they were trying to glide over. Maybe took it a little bit too risky towards the end of that rotation. Good news for Shark, though, is he will be able to get back into it. Reboots are not ending for another 40 seconds.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, though. Bad news for Teeny, getting looked at from so many different angles. Could this be the end for Teeny? Of course, Shark is back in the game right now, but the first time we've seen them wobble today.
Might not be the end, but it's definitely going to be much harder now, given that they've expended so much resources here. So, yes, Shark is back in, but look, 40 mats here. What are you going to do, split that with your teammate? So they're going to really have to put it all on the line and crash into another duo. You know, I don't know whether or not to, like, celebrate the downfall here, because it means that we have a longer tournament life or what, but, yeah, we'll just have to see.
I think that's the thing, though. Shark and Teeny are that sort of team that can and will get a refresh earlier on. They're the team that can just roll through anybody. So even though they find themselves in this position, you cannot count themselves, or you cannot count them out. All of our duos still alive at this point. Lots more passive. RPG from Peterbot into the Mammoth Pistol. Nice connection there onto the team down below. Peterbot with 6 limbs. Didn't really get too much more active after that first bout of eliminations that he was managing to get. It's a difficult rotation for so many of our teams right now, rotating right the way through top tier training, all the way down towards that southeast.
Sky Scroll are going to get the first jump here on the zone, as it kind of pulls relatively favorable for them. Havoc, Swizzy, and Pixie are already there as well. Cold and Rapid, some of the earlier teams to start positioning in the new Storm. Sky Scroll thinking about whether or not it's time to go ahead and make their rotate. Meanwhile, Shark and Teeny are off here. We knew that they were going to have to crash in. It's Osif, or Nizzy. Here it is. They end up getting Nosif there, and that's going to be an unfortunate turn of events. Shark and Teeny, Aura versus Orchid, already starting to go down.
Let's take a look at the club championship on the right side of the screen. 300 points separates Team Falcons from AGAL. Reminder, our AGL team is Sky and Scroll. Our Team Falcons team is Peterbot and Poyo, who have had a very slow start by their standards. Peterbot turning it up to 11 though this game, getting so many of those eliminations. Those guys want to hold on to that first place, but for Sky and Scroll, they need to chase.
Peterbot and Poyo, had they not just got third party right there, would have taken out Shark and Teeny. Rocket launcher in hand, Mammoth pistol when Shark was flying by, Peterbot connected with them, and they were about to push for the elims there. It just shows you how one small situation can change the entire story. And just like that, Shark and Teeny gets a push on. Izzy has to play this out solo though. One of the only players as a solo right now. Acorn has also been found himself as a solo. He is in dead last as Bolt has fallen. This is so tough. Mini Pio finds another one. Peterbot with the flyby shot. What is going on?
Teeny down though as Peterbot goes to the flyby onto height. Huge moments here in this lobby. Shark now has to do it all as a solo, just like Izzy, who we saw have that incredible solo clutch just yesterday. Shark lower on the white HP, looking for some angles. If there's anyone that can do it, it's Shark. Hits the first shot there onto Goofy. Z-Dog in the front side. Shark only 13 bills. Needs to try and find something and quick. Still no placement points for Shark and Teeny. Every single team is still in this game. At least as a solo, that's the first team to go down. It's Izzy and Nosif. Disastrous return to the lobby for these guys after such a good finish to the last game. Shark though needs it all to do and unfortunately cannot do it. They are the third team to fall in this game, so that is our first place team out.
Not before landing the shot though, so the damage has been done there. Peterbot, Poyo have a chance now to start closing this gap here on the rest of the lobby. Into the box though, Peterbot scrambling here, almost loses track of the enemy. The enemy loses track of him. It is just a messy and scrappy fight, but looks like Peterbot gets it all back under control. Switches to the hard mats now. He got the layer. Poyo's here to back him up. There's a team there. Poyo makes the call for Peterbot to come. It's Khan. It's faded. Just shots land through. Peter's got the RPG. It's left or right. Which way they're going to go, we're just going to have to see. Meanwhile, Momsy sky jump back to high ground here, trying to go for a win. They just can't get enough.
Paris gets excited about that, but Momsy gets beamed by Poyo. That's got to be the green light for Peterbot and Poyo to go up for height. As our French team are whittled down to just a solo. Scroll now also a solo on these mid-ground layers, looking for an opportunity to find a refresh. Peterbot causing absolute havoc with that RPG, looking for the shot as well, not going to be able to be found, but Poyo is all the way up top. Finally, could this be the game? From the very offset of this game, we saw a different side of Peterbot that we haven't seen in a while. Prime Peterbot could be back. Could they be setting themselves up for the ultimate comeback after such a shaky start? To do it for them, to do it for Falcons, and to do it for their legacy.
I like that too. He just drops the RPG so he doesn't even accidentally put it out at this point. We've already seen two small misplays earlier in the day, so Peter's looking fully locked in. We have not seen him better here on the evening. Jump into the low ground though. Look at Scroll still clutching as a solo right now, really pushing his way through this lobby. Cold is also solo clutching here as well. Victor B, Kanata. Kanata's gonna be the first to fall. Victor's got his backside open though, and Scroll finds another elimination there. It's Muzz who takes down Kanata. It's Cold who exchanges onto Darm. It is still firing off here on the low ground.
Only Siphon bills though for Scroll. He's gonna have to pop that med kit as Sky Jump. Of course, down to a solo right here. Dimash and Darm are completely out. Peterbot gets into the box of Josh and finds the elimination as well. That's a huge refresh for him. 0 bills going into that. Now they can reclaim that high ground positioning and wreak havoc onto the rest of the lobby downstairs. Peterbot and Poyo ensuring that they're not going to take full damage, using that fizz, looking on down at everyone else. And they're looking to climb that leaderboard right now. Skyjump still alive as a solo. Remember, they were looking really good up on height until Poyo had something to say about it.
This is the wildest part. All that work, and they're still not in top 10, by the way. They are just beginning to get to that positioning area. Meanwhile, Skyjump gets another elimination onto Iamzo down low. The points are adding up. A big miss shot there. We are going to see Peterbot have to go down and take the fight here shortly. Match is starting to run out. There's the Flowberry Fizz. Malabuka Vico get crashed on. This can go either way. It's a scrappy fight down low. Everyone's going to have to get their hands dirty. Salvatore crunching around the side, loses Yasin. It's a 2v1v1. Peterbot, Poyo have to make a move. When is it going to be?
Low on builds though. Peterbot only got one. He's going to have to drop one through. Salvatore all the way back in the storm. Manages to make his way back in. It's a 2v1. Peterbot and Poyo have announced themselves at last in the finals. This is what this duo are about.
This is it. Look at Peterbot really trying to live in the moment. Gets up from his seat, looks around, tries to absorb in this moment right now. He needs that. He lives and thrives off the energy. I know for certain the fans online are feeling good about this one. We are Peterbot and Pollo. Look at the fan right there holding this sign up. We love that. They love them. That was a good game. That's what they needed. And again, I said it. They were so far down though. That's, I think, barely going to nudge them into like top 10, maybe a little further now though. A win does give you an exceptional amount of extra points.
Well, you know what the great news for them was as well is that Sharkantini went down so early. They didn't get any placement points in that game. I think they only got one elim, Sharkantini. So if there's any sort of game to really have that big comeback and that big win for Peterbot and Pollo, it was that one.
Well, oh, wait, now that I think about it though, you gotta think about it. They're representing Team Falcon, don't forget. Sky and Skrull are their other, arguably even bigger, you know, team to deal with. They have to outperform them for the club championship points. So this is a really good showing right now. There's the signs once again. I don't think Peter can actually see them from where he's seated, but it's definitely cool.
Yeah, he definitely feels the love, and that's a really important point. We're going to see the leaderboard, so when you do see the leaderboard, have a look out for where AGAL, Sky, and Skrull are. Luckily for them, they did have a nice solo clutch with Skrull, managed to pick up a few eliminations, and managed to carry the team forward in that endgame. And, of course, for Falcons, they just got to outperform them. So keep an eye out on that stage of the leaderboard, because you never know when this is going to actually end. Plenty more action to come as well, and the first 4 games have been fantastic.
Just looking at the reactions here. Peterbot trying not to get too worked up right now, but definitely looking better than from comparatively when I was down there doing that interview with Zeke. We're catching up on the tournament standings. I mean, Pollo was looking sick. He was looking so serious, but hey, after that one, I'm sure they're feeling pretty good. Well, if you're at home, you're probably feeling good too for our international fans. So take the moment, catch a breather, and we'll be right back.
Up, left, down, down. Oh, nice. 8-bit sprite. Look so surprised, like, whoa. Okay, nice. I'll take us to the extraction point, and then I can continue with my game. Oh, all this running is making me thirsty.
Hey, stop right there.
Wait, don't eliminate me. I'm just trying to extract my sprite.
Oh, you have a Sprite? Me too, actually. I've got the Jonesy Sprite, mate.
Oh, nice. I got the 8-bit one.
Oh, that one goes hard. Looks so surprised.
That's so weird. I literally said that earlier. Do you want to maybe form a truce?
Truce?
Yeah. I won't eliminate you, and you won't eliminate me until we both extract our sprites. We got a deal?
Okay, mate. Deal.
This was nice.
Yeah, it was actually.
What? We had a truce. What are you doing?
Don't move.
You betrayed me. You saved my life. You aren't trying to...
My brother, I would never.
And here you go. Extract. Well, see ya.
See ya.
Oh my goodness. I mean, after that game, Vivid, That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. We're talking about Peter Bot. We got the hype. The Falcons fans are here. They're feeling the energy. Hey, Boyo's on fire.
We've said enough up here. It's all about Team Falcons. We got to keep the show on the road. Thank you, and shout out to the Falcons!
This is it, our last time around the map for Elite Stronghold. And so far, it's been the show we have all been expecting. Shark and Teeny at top of the leaderboard at one point. Peter Bot and Poyo getting their victory royale, and even Izzy and Nosif continuing the run from the survival stage to get a victory royale as well. This is match point finals, Taco. 350 points. That is step one, where teams are looking to get on that match point and then eventually get a victory royale.
But it's just not going to come easy, because right now everyone is just managing to break out and keep the leaderboard close. You never really get to see too clear of a breakaway just yet, but it might be cooking. Shark and Teeny obviously on the hunt for it, and after that impressive performance out of Peter Bot and Poyo, I think we might just be starting to see the rivalry